it's been kind of a focus of neglect. And the neighborhood doesn't like it. We have to fix it.
It has been deteriorating over the years, and it just looks worse and worse and worse, and so it's not helpful to have that kind of a facility in one of our major parks.
It's just about been abandoned and sitting in that park-like setting, just deteriorating. It's just sorrowful to see a building with that history go to waste.
I want to see it keep standing. I'd like to see it continue. There's a lot of other things that change and get torn down, and there are things that are worth preserving, and I think that this is one of them.
In 1919, the Fresh Air Baby Camp, or the Wesley Hospital Baby Camp as it was called in those days, was established at Forest and North Riverside Park. It was 2 tents. And they had had one successful season in 1919. They were getting ready to open for their 1920 season, and they went out one morning and it had burnt to the ground. There was no more Fresh Air Baby Camp. The women of Wichita, they decided to do something, and do something now, and they succeeded. They started with their city officials. L.W. Clapp, who was the father of the park system, was also city manager, threw in $1,500 to get the ball rolling. George Seedoff and Lawrence Schmidt threw in their professional services to get the thing moving. Dances were held, postcards were sold, amazing things went on to raise money, and this was in March. By August, they had moved into their new fireproof building. The idea, of course, was to get as much fresh air as possible into the building, and to go through the building for the benefit of babies that had been kept inside too much in the heat, especially.
Probably from the day camps we did there, where we had sack lunches around the outside. We had nature studies, had some phenomenal Girl Scout leaders that just got us so involved and so interactive. My troop went through high school in Girl Scouting.
Taking my family to that area for picnics, using it as a tournament headquarters for the disc golf group that has its course around that, and also holding barbecues around that building.
My sister was a Girl Scout in the 40s and early 50s, and my mother was a Girl Scout leader, and at 4 years old, I was a crown bearer for the Queen of the May Fete.
I thought the Girl Scout house was the most charming little building I had ever seen in my life. I kept thinking, I'd like to grow up and have a house that looks like that. It's just wonderful.
I remember the Girl Scout Little House when I was growing up as a magical place that was filled with wonderful stories. It was the most beautiful place for a first grader. It was what I wanted to spend my summer doing.
It's always been there. It's one of those buildings that you've seen your entire life, and you wonder, why is that building there? Why did it get a park setting? Who runs that building? Who owns it? Why isn't anybody doing anything?
Getting the building nominated and accepted on the National Registry of Historic Places. And this has a fabulous history. We don't want to lose it.
People have just seen it linger and languish for a long time, and I think people are now ready to step up to the plate and say, this building has a lot of special memories. It's part of the social fabric of our community, and we want to keep it.
It's not just a great building for neighborhood and community events, but here's also an opportunity to learn about our history, learn about what that Fresh Air Baby Camp was all about, learn what the Little House was about, and I think that could be really exciting in terms of potential of the building.
The memories of too many Wichitans are encompassed within that space. This is perhaps the last purpose-built Fresh Air Baby Camp structure left in the United States. That should give us good reason to have an only, to get Wichita behind it, and save something that is entirely unique.